So, what does it actually take to build an entire digital world from the ground up? Today, we're going to dive into the toy ecosystem. It's this massive project with 6 interconnected products, all aiming to do, well, exactly that. Let's get into it. I mean, that's a huge question, right? It's not just about writing some code or spinning up servers. You're talking about creating a place where people actually connect, where they transact, and where they can build things. And, that's exactly the challenge TOI is taking on. This whole explainer is really the answer to that one big question.
Okay, so the most important thing to get right off the bat is that we're not talking about 6 separate projects here. No way. This is a single cohesive ecosystem. Every single piece is designed to support and beef up the others, creating this self-sustaining digital world.
So, where does this whole journey start for someone like you or me? Well, it starts right here, with the TOI community. You should think of this as the front door, maybe the public square. It's the place where everyone gathers first. The community app is really the engine for all the growth. And it's pretty smart how it works, using all these clever incentives to get users involved. For instance, you can stake your tokens, basically locking them up to earn rewards, or you can jump into airdrops, which are just free token giveaways. These things, along with daily challenges, don't just reward you, they turn the entire user base into a marketing army, boosting TOI's social media. It's a really brilliant feedback loop when you think about it. And listen, the goals here they're huge. In just the first year, they're not aiming for a couple thousand people. Nope, they're targeting 1 million users. That's the kind of scale you usually see from major tech launches. But that's just the beginning. By the end of year 2, the goal is 10 million. So this tells you right away, this isn't some small niche project. It's a clear signal that they're absolutely aiming for mass global adoption. Okay, so we've got this massive community growing, but what's actually running underneath it all? Let's go down to the engine room. We need to take a look at the core infrastructure that makes everything else even possible. All right, to make sense of the tech here, which can get a little complicated, let's use a simple analogy. Just think of it like a city's road system. You need your car, right? You need on-ramps to get onto the highway, and of course you need the highway itself for everything to flow. The TOI network is built on that exact same logic. And this breaks it down perfectly. Your toy wallet, that's your car. It's what you use to get around and carry your digital stuff. The toy gateway, that's the on-ramp, the secure point where your car gets onto the main road. And finally, the toy chain itself is the superhighway, a peer-to-peer network of validators just processing every transaction at super high speeds. The car, the on-ramp, and the highway. Simple, right? Okay, so now we have the people and we have the infrastructure. What's next? We need an economy. Every digital world needs a central marketplace. And for TOI, that's going to be the TOI exchange. This is the economic heart of the entire ecosystem. Now, before we look at TOI's exchange, let's just do a quick primer. A centralized exchange, or a CEX, is what most people are probably familiar with. It's a platform run by a single company that manages all the trades, holds the funds, and makes sure everything runs smoothly and securely, kind of like a traditional stock exchange. So TOI is building its very own centralized exchange. And you might be asking, why is that so important? Well, by creating its own marketplace with all the features people expect, like trading and staking, TOI is building a totally self-contained economy. This means all the value generated by its millions of users, it stays inside the ecosystem, fueling its own growth from within. All right, we've seen the community, we've seen the infrastructure, and we've seen the economy. But what is this all for? What's the ultimate vision that ties all these different pieces together? This is where things get really, really fascinating. Let's talk about Protocol Zero. This quote from their own documents, it pretty much says it all. This entire ecosystem, the millions of users, that robust infrastructure, the bustling exchange, it's all being built to serve a much, much larger purpose, to create a completely new foundation for artificial intelligence. This slide right here really gets to the heart of TOI's ambition. See, most AI today, things like ChatGPT, are large language models, LLMs. They are incredibly good at recognizing patterns in data to predict what the next word should be. But TOI is focused on something totally different, NARS, a non-axiomatic reasoning system. They believe this is the real path to what's called artificial general intelligence, or AGI, An AI that can genuinely think and reason like a human, not just mimic patterns it's seen before. So, what does higher order learning actually mean? Well, think of it this way. An LLM can finish the sentence, "The sky is blue." A NARS system, at least in theory, could understand why the sky is blue, connect it to concepts like light scattering in the atmosphere, and then reason from there. It's the difference between just matching patterns and having genuine understanding. And so we end right back where we started, with another big question. Everything we've looked at, the community, the wallet, the exchange, it's all part of this grand machine designed to build and to power this new form of AI. And it leaves us with a pretty fascinating thought to chew on. What actually happens when an entire digital economy is powered by true artificial intelligence? What does that world even look like?